as with many of the practices, we begin with an experience that perhaps we have not fully digested, that we have not fully experienced, that kind of stays with us. The residue of pain or unfulfilled experiences, these kind of stay with us. So we use these experiences as an opportunity to enter into and develop these capacities. It's more about developing the capacities rather than resolving this particular issue, even though that happens as well. So we start out with an experience that we have that we want to explore and take a look at. We identify what happened, what was the stimulus. And write that down. We write it down so we can have some clarity. And then we might be able to spend some time looking at the observation and removing all of those parts of the observation that are actually evaluations. So, and then we have a clear observation, and then we take a look at reflecting on my experience. What kind of thoughts and judgments are coming up into me right now? I need to be able to recognize my judgments before I can have some sort of, it's the space, before I can have some sort of choice with regard to my own judgments. So I identify my judgments, my evaluations, whether it's aimed at the other person or myself. So that's the first step in developing clarity. And then I let myself really feel the feelings that are associated with these judgments, rather than just naming them, just let myself feel the experience of being in this judgment. And then I differentiate. This part of it can be very challenging for people. So I notice the observation. This person said this to me after I said something to them. And then I notice my judgments. They never listen to me. I'm not worth listening to. They're rude. They'll never understand me. These are all my stories. And then I go through a process of owning my stories as stories rather than believing in them. This is challenging because I might say, I'm telling myself this story, and notice the difference between that and the observation. So simply name it. This is what I'm judging about this, and this is what the observation is. Until I'm able to see more clearly that I'm in this evaluative mode. And whenever I've experienced the actual direct experience of differentiating between my story and the observation, I always feel it in the body. I always feel some kind of relaxation or relief. Sometimes it's described as, oh, now I have a distance. There's a distance. Now I can really see what I've been thinking and evaluating and judging. So then I have some sense of freedom. And then I would go to, now can I put my attention on the stimulus, on what happened again? So that I have a more clear open space. And then what am I feeling in regard to this? What am I needing? What is truly precious to me? So that I can receive it in an undefended way, in a vulnerable way. And I can not only notice and identify, but let myself feel whatever feelings I feel. And to discover the link to what I'm valuing and needing. But experientially, so that I can actually experience it. So the space that I'm in is the space that allows a form of self-compassion, authentic feeling and needing. I'm just actually simplifying the whole process, just to give you an idea of it. And then I stay in the groove, stay in the morning, and allow myself to feel the connection to the value, the wholeness, the beauty of what it is that I care for, that is residing in my heart as a value, but it was absent in the experience. And if I can stay connected to that, dwell in the beauty and the energy of that, then that moves me forward. So that's the simple. Every person's experience is different because we run into different challenges at different stages of this process.